from ghoulies and ghosties, and long-leggedy beasties, and things that go bump in the night, good Lord deliver us.
Or so it was, and I found myself up in the Columbia River area, just panning gold to see if I could make myself a living. My trusty rifle was leaned against a tree, ever ready against danger, and I had gone through the trouble of setting a small trap to perhaps catch my dinner, a rabbit that might be running by. Well now, there I was on this creek, and you see, it was spawning time for the salmon. And in them days, the salmon was mighty big. Why, some of them was 5 and 10 and 25 and 192.8 pounds large. Some big salmon, and they was just squiggling up that stream like they owned it. Which, as a matter of fact, come to think of it, they did. Well, like I say, I was there panning gold and showing some color too, when all of a sudden, on the other side of the creek, old Ephraim steps a foot in and takes a hungry-looking eye at me with a tooth about yay long, and why, I looks up and saw that bear and lost all interest in panning gold and started back towards that tree. Meanwhile, the bear had stepped a foot or two in. Now, whilst I was going for that tree, you see, them salmon, they didn't like that at all. And there they was, squiggling around up there and making quite a to-do, but meanwhile, that bear was intent on coming over to me. By that time, I'd got to my trusty rifle and was heading up that tree and trying to pull that gun up right behind me. Well, now there that bear was, about 3/4 of the way through that creek right there, and why, looking at me just ever so hungrily, and there I was pulling this doggone thing, and it was stuck, and the hammer went back and slipped off, and kaboom! The old gun went off, and by golly, it shot a rabbit right out of that tree, came down and landed splat right in that trap and got caught. That distracted that bear, and by golly, the salmon took that for a chance, jumps up and grabs him by the throat, and 18 of them drug him under the water. 9 of them took to swishing and chewing on his neck, and by golly, he was drowning for sure. And in their death throes, they went to rumbling right up on the doggone bank, and there they was laying until they all died, and I had squished salmon patties and bear cakes and rabbit stew and enough gold to go to town and have myself a drink. Whoa, we dasn't lie in the mountains.
Well, where was I? Oh, yeah. I was telling you the story about the Red Baron. He was a real dog. And I was in the Bluebird, a B1RD, like this bird right here. A worthy craft, and we was going around and just flying this way and that. Back in 17